In this video for Positive Maths, we'll start learning about income tax. So income tax is money that is paid to the state or the government, which is taken from the wages and salaries of earners. So people who pay tax at two different levels, depending on how much they earn. So at a lower level, they pay a standard rate, which is of around 20%. And at a higher rate, they pay around 40%. So income tax is calculated as a percentage of wages and salaries. So ordinary level for junior cert, just need to look at questions involving standard rate. Higher level for junior cert, need to look at standard rate and higher rate. So now let's discuss tax credits and net tax. So at the beginning of every year, every worker gets a tax credit certificate. This gives a value for the amount of tax that the person does not have to pay. When we calculate the tax, then we subtract the tax credit to calculate the tax payable. So the tax payable really is the amount of money people do have to pay in tax. So the tax payable, or the net tax, is the gross tax minus the tax credit. So we'll see these words gross and net when it comes to tax and when it comes to people's income. So gross is before anything is taken away, and net is after something is taken away. So let's just look at this diagram. It kind of identifies the steps that we need to take to work from people's gross income to their net income. So starting off at the gross income, the first step really is calculating the gross tax. So that's 20% of the gross income. So we're calculating it in a percentage. Okay, the next step then is taking our gross tax and subtracting our tax credit. This will help us to calculate our net tax. So the amount of money, the amount of tax we will actually pay. So if we take the money that we earn minus our net tax, will give us our net income. This can also be called our take-home pay. So let's practice a problem and see how these different things work together. We can use the table below to help us to identify the information we are given, and then to help us to problem solve. Okay, so our question we'll read first. Paul's gross weekly pay is €360. He pays tax at a standard rate of 21%, and his tax credit is $26.50 per week. We need to calculate Paul's take-home pay. So we're going to use the table. If you find the table helpful, I recommend making a note of it and using it every time you have to do problems like this. Okay, so his gross income, we start off, €360. His tax is calculated at 21%. We have to subtract his tax credit, which is $26.50 per week. This will give us the tax payable. Then we can calculate our net income. Okay, so step one is calculating our tax. So it's going to be €360 multiplied by 21%. And we get $75.60. So just to note here, just to recap, we need to be able to calculate percentages. And to remember, we can do this using a percentage, like I've done here, multiplying it by 21%. We can also multiply 360 by 0.21, which will give us the same answer. And we can also use fractions, so multiplying it by 21 over 100 will also give us the same result. So in order to do these questions involving tax, it's really important that you're confident with finding percentages of numbers. Okay, so our tax at 21% is $75.60. Okay, we are told the tax credit is $26.50, so our next step is to subtract $26.50 from $75.60 to find the tax payable. So for that we get €49.10. So that is how much tax we have to pay. Okay, so our net income then, we're remembering, is the gross income, I'll just put GI, minus the tax payable equals our net income. So it's going to be 360, so the money that we earned, minus the tax that we have to pay, will give us our take-home pay. So after tax, we will take home €310.90. We must always remember to give our final answer including our units. So our net income is equal to $310.90. For more information, you can visit www.PositiveMaths.ie. You can email us at info@PositiveMaths.ie, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching.